Okay guys, you're gonna like this video. I think I have some really interesting information and some pretty on target speculations that are going to surprise you. So here's a picture of Mackenzie when she's just a little tiny tot, and she was just adorable, and I morphed her into the beautiful young woman that she become, and I wanted to share that with you guys real quick. And let's get started. And on top of that, we've gotten some horrific news that they have located Mackenzie at Logan Canyon, which is about 85 to 90 miles away from AJ's home in Hatch Park, which is the last known place Mackenzie was at. Now, I have a lot of information on the story, and I don't have an idea which way to go with it because I am pressed for time. So, I have actually found out that I believe, and this is my belief on the research that I've done that I'm going to share with you, that I believe that AJ was seeking to be a serial killer. I also believe that he was following the exact steps of Ted Bundy, and I will tell you why later on in this video. If you are not familiar with the Mackenzie case, please refer to my older videos and then come back to this one. So I will do a quick cap for you. So Louis Mackenzie, she is a student at University of Utah. She also is a self-proclaimed sugar baby. She likes sugar daddies and admitted that she had two. She's also a Mormon. She was majoring in the study of body movements. She would have graduated next year, 2020. Mackenzie was in California for a family's funeral. Mackenzie is a student in Utah, so she set up a flight to return back to Salt Lake City. She landed June 17th, approximately sometime in between 1 and 1:30 a.m. She also made her way to baggage, called her mother to let her know that she had arrived safely and was okay. This was approximately about 2:01 a.m. At that point, she carries her luggage through the airport. She has on sweatpants. She has a light sweater on, which is white, with looks like a hoodie, dragging her baggage behind her with her phone in her hand. Security camera does capture a few images of her. She's seen talking on the phone before, and it's about 2:42 a.m. where she takes a Lyft car to Hatch Park. It's approximately 3 a.m. the 17th of June. She is dropped off at Hatch Park, where a car is seen awaiting her. She takes her luggage, puts it in the back of the car, gets into the car, doesn't seem to be in any distress according to the Lyft driver. It's at that point nobody can get a hold of her again. Police say that they were able to connect the fact that a guy named AJ, we call him AJ because we can't say his name correctly, actually met her at the exact same time that she arrived at Hatch Park. So what happens next is what we know, right? What we're speculating is she is driven back to this house AJ says he owns, and he rents this house or a room on Airbnb. Nobody can get a hold of Mackenzie. Nobody will see Mackenzie again after June 17th. However, June 17th, June 18th, Neighbors are complaining about a stench and smoke, and neighbor burning for 2 days in his backyard with cans of gasoline to douse it with. And so police were able to put together a digital footprint, which give them a reason to get a warrant against to search AJ's property, along with the tips that neighbors were given. Police are giving credit to neighbors for calling police about this smoke coming out of the backyard. I'm trying to make this short because we already know this story. So anyways, the police, long story short, go in there, they collect evidence, they come out of that house with bags upon bags of ashes from the backyard, digging them out of the holes from his backyard, where they test it and find out that Mackenzie's DNA does match that in the ashes. So yeah, the charred items in those ashes did give off Mackenzie's DNA evidence. Sorry, I'm trying to rush here, but you know what I'm trying to say. So now we see police arrest AJ. Well, they arrest two people, but essentially they keep AJ. So real quick, let me give you background that I have. So 2004, he was actually charged with rape, but then she dropped those charges, something like that. So 2011, he was married. They separated in 2017, finalized in January, and supposedly he was in the army, somehow not being a citizen, 2018. Let's not forget about the incident where he was arrested at the college just recently, which I put in the last video if you want to check out the details on that. But long story short, they found him with an iPad that was belonged to a professor. He was sleeping there, and essentially he was stealing and staying on the property, and he wasn't supposed to. Now, another thing I forgot to mention is the fact that AJ did live across the street from Hatch Park, which Hatch Park, when they tried to recover the camera footage, they found out that those were fake security cameras. So it is very obvious that AJ realized that there was no security there. Now, according to what I have right now, he joined AirHub 2016, and he had 2 separate listings for that home, a basement level with accommodations. He had also published a book called Forged Identity, and the book is about a teen who witnessed a gruesome death of a neighbor who was burned alive. So interestingly, when AJ was arrested, we had a contractor come forward. So this is just constant weird, strange things coming out about this guy, not to mention the pictures of military uniform that I'm going to explain shortly, I think is why he wore it. But anyways, AJ had a contractor come forward, and this contractor, Brian Wolf, was concerned because, and I have a video on this too, so I'm not going to go in big details. AJ wanted to hire him to make that a secret door, then adding in hooks to the concrete walls, also soundproofing it. And the reason AJ gave to Wolf was he wanted this completed before his girlfriend would get back into town. She was a Mormon, and he said that that's where he was going to store his alcohol, and he was going to listen to his music. Essentially, Brian Wolf said he was freaked out by that and refused to do it. We also had a cleaning lady for AJ come forward saying that she was weirded out cleaning for him, that when she met him, that he had a Ted Bundy vibe to him. He seemed to be charming, and that when she cleaned, he asked for her to bring her 12-year-old daughter. She said in the house it was covered in cameras, at least 10 or more. And she said she just thought the guy was strange and that, he reminded her of Ted Bundy. So when I heard a couple mentions of Ted Bundy, I decided to do some research, and you guys are going to be knocked off your feet on this one. So before I get started, AJ is behind bars. They have found Mackenzie's remains, complete remains now, so they'll be able to hopefully determine the cause of death, I think, and as well extended the dates that the police had to charge AJ, because essentially they really didn't have all the charges. They hadn't charged him yet, and they have 72 hours in order to do that. If they don't, then they have to release him. But now they've got an extension, so they have until Wednesday. I think it's 5 p.m. Okay, we all know the story about Ted Bundy, right? Ted Bundy, I think, is this guy's hero, because everything that AJ is doing, let me rephrase that, almost everything that he's doing is almost identical, just a little different from what Ted Bundy did. So we have heard from the ex-wife of AJ, who claims that he has been violent, and you can check out my other videos that I loaded to get more on that. And she claimed that he was moving to Utah. She didn't want to move, and he got very angry with her. Ted Bundy was in, several other states like California, Washington, Florida, etc., so on, but Utah was one of his favorite spots to go. And he killed essentially a lot of I can't remember the exact number. I think it's 5 or 9, at least 5 in Utah. So Ted Bundy arrived in Salt Lake City in August 1974, and he wanted to study law at the University of Utah. What we have heard, and I have not had proof of it yet, but AJ also was a student at the University of Utah. I'm only one person trying to live a life. I'm not getting paid for this, and I can't get but so much information by myself. So anybody, please help me out here. In the comments below, post, what was AJ going to college? What was he supposedly studying for? Ted Bundy says, I love Utah. I decided I was moving down there in September 74. Ted Bundy really, he went after many girls, and many disappeared in his presence and being around him. In October 31 in 1974, Laura Ann Amy was only 17 years old. They found her deceased in Fort Canyon. And Mackenzie, they just found her Wednesday in Logan Canyon. Ted Bundy used his charm. He used his charisma, and everybody we speak to about AJ, they are confused and conflicted about what to think about him, because they said when he was nice, he was so nice, but the dark side was also very dark. The same with Bundy, when you hear other people speak about him. Now, interestingly, Ted Bundy liked to spy on people. And when we listened to his house cleaner speak, she said that AJ asked her to bring her 12-year-old daughter in to clean the house, where he had a lot of cameras. And the only thing I can think of, and this isn't positive, I'm speculating, guys, but I'm sure this is going to find out to be true, is he used that as a way, like spying and watching them, and possibly even selling it, in some way. But I believe he just got off on watching these women clean the house and the young girl. Another thing they seem to have in common is violent pornography, which when you look through AJ's Twitter, it was pretty sick. And that's on a video I uploaded before as well. So you can check that out. But yes, they both were very interested in very diverse sexual content. Ted Bundy loved to prey on young college girls. We don't know if AJ has had any experience before now, but we do have hints he has had some violence with other women. Mackenzie was also a college girl. Now, I do want to mention the fact that Ted Bundy, when he did get a lot of girls, he would immobilize them once they got in the car. And interestingly, with AJ, the police say, once she got in that car, her phone communication just abruptly ended. So that's something to consider. And as you know, guys, Ted Bundy liked to mock and act like he was an authority figure, like a cop. Of course, we don't know that much about AJ enough to say on this one, but I have an idea and a theory. I seen him in a military uniform, but something tells me I just don't understand how he was in the military. He's not even a legal citizen. It doesn't make sense to me. I know there's programs where they come through other countries, but he didn't do that. He claimed that he was in the U.S. Army. So I think police will find that maybe, I mean, I could be wrong, guys. He was, acting like a authority figure in the military. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking, that this man was ate up with all this darkness. He idolized Ted Bundy. And here's another thing they favored. So Ted Bundy was able to earn the trust of the Mormon church, the LDS, and he was affiliated and baptized. And what we hear is AJ also was affiliated with the LDS Mormon church and was also baptized. So with Ted Bundy, when Bundy was charged, he became priest, which was affiliated with the LDS. Said he came suspicious of his story, but the killer fellow Latter-day Saints, he says they flocked to his defense, showing up in court to support him. They just knew that he was innocent of all these charges, a former branch president said. Did AJ have these type of things happen? Well, we don't know yet, because he hasn't been to court yet, but he will. But one of the affiliates that hung out with him didn't seem to be on his side so much, and that's also in one of the videos I uploaded. You can refer back to that. So my final comparison is, here's AJ's house on the left, and then Ted Bundy's on the right. They're only 6 miles away from one another. So is it coincidence? Or is, to me it just seems like AJ is following Ted Bundy's footsteps. He's trying to. But like I said, guys, this is speculation, mostly on this video, except for the part where they have found Mackenzie's remains and Logan's canyon. And I will do a different video to update you on that, because really there's not a lot of information on that anyways, other than they found her. The only other thing I can tell you is they did call her parents Friday, or the dad, and let him know that they can confirm that they found his daughter and they recovered her. But I believe, this guy he might even be sicker than Ted Bundy. If he had gotten away with this, he would have maybe that was a goal for him. We don't know, but I hope. The police have done an amazing job. I am impressed with the Utah police and investigators. Their whole team has been amazing. So, guys, with this new information that I give to you, I apologize. I still don't have a mic. I really haven't had time. I want to take my time and research a good mic this time. And I just haven't had that time. But please comment below and let me know, what do you think about these similarities? Do you think they are close or coincidence or what? All right, guys, I'm having a time getting this one done. Listen, this guy is on the phone drunk every weekend, loud, rude. It's almost impossible to get quiet. So there's some information I wanted to share with you guys before I close this out. So according to Salt Lake City Police, Brown said that he spoke to Lewitt's family Friday morning, calling it another devastating call. He said in his statement, quote, "Despite their grief, we hope this will help them find some closure," end quote. And how they were able to find out about her location in Logan Canyon, we're not certain on that. I'm actually put in a call. I'm waiting to hear for myself, but usually media is quicker than I am. But there are hints that investigators, had some kind of communication with AJ that led to being able to find her. Or I would have figured if they got the warrant on the phone, the GPS and all, I'm pretty certain that would have led them there as well. Well, this video is hard to get out right now, guys, if y'all knew. But anyways, hopefully we'll find out some information soon. Here's a few pictures of Mackenzie to show that, yes, she has a life. She's just a regular person like everybody else. Somebody loves her. She has a family, and she will be truly missed.